You are not here by accident. The life you are living now is chosen. Not by chance, not by luck, but by your soul, long before you took your first breath. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, spent decades revealing one of the most profound truths ever recorded. Your soul already knows where it will go next. It has already selected the time, the place, the family, and even the struggles that await you in your next incarnation. And if you look closely at your life right now, the signs are already appearing. They are subtle. They are quiet. But they are there. Most people believe that death is the end. That when the body stops, everything stops. But Cayce taught something very different. He said that death is not an ending. It is a doorway, a transition, a moment when the soul leaves one classroom and prepares to enter another. And just like a student preparing for the next grade, your soul begins to review what it learned, what it failed to master, and what it must face again. This process does not happen randomly. It is guided. It is deliberate. And it begins long before your final breath. Cayce explained that between lifetimes, the soul exists in what he called the interlife. This is not heaven. It is not hell. It is a place of reflection, planning, and spiritual preparation. In this space, the soul is reunited with guides, teachers, and other souls it has known across many lifetimes. Together, they review the karmic debts that were created. They examine the lessons that were avoided. And they begin to map out the next incarnation. This is not punishment. It is not forced upon you. It is a choice. A sacred agreement between your soul and the universe. But here is what most people do not understand. Your soul does not choose comfort. It does not choose ease. It chooses growth. And growth requires challenge. It requires pain. It requires situations that will force you to face the very thing you avoided in your last life. If you betrayed someone, you may be betrayed. If you were cruel, you may experience cruelty. If you ran from responsibility, you will be placed in a position where responsibility cannot be avoided. This is not revenge. It is balance. It is the law of karma, and your soul agrees to it willingly because it knows that only through these experiences can it evolve. Cayce also revealed something even more mysterious. He said that certain souls are drawn to certain places, not because of geography, but because of energy. There are locations on Earth that carry specific vibrations. Some places hold ancient trauma. Some hold deep wisdom. Some are portals of healing. And your soul is magnetically pulled toward the place that will best serve its next chapter. This is why some people feel an unexplainable pull toward a country they have never visited. Why certain landscapes feel like home even though they have never been there before. It is not imagination. It is soul memory. It is the echo of a future life calling out to you. But how does your soul know where to go? How does it choose the family, the body, the circumstances? Cayce explained that it is not random. It is based on resonance. Just like a tuning fork vibrates at a certain frequency, your soul vibrates at a frequency that matches certain people, certain places, and certain experiences. If your soul needs to learn patience, it will choose a family where patience is tested. If it needs to learn forgiveness, it will choose a situation where betrayal is present. If it needs to learn courage, it will choose a life where fear must be confronted. Every detail is intentional. Every hardship is an opportunity. And every relationship is a contract that was signed before you were born. This is why some people enter your life and it feels like you have known them forever. Because you have. Cayce called these soul contracts. Before you were born, your soul made agreements with other souls. Some agreed to love you. Some agreed to challenge you. Some agreed to break your heart so that you would learn to rebuild it. These contracts are not cruel. They are sacred. And when you meet someone who changes your life, for better or worse, know that your soul invited them. It knew they were coming. And it knew what they would teach you. Now here is where it becomes deeply personal. If your soul has already chosen your next life, then the life you are living now is shaping that future. Every choice you make today is creating the conditions for your next incarnation. Every act of kindness raises your vibration. Every act of cruelty lowers it. Every lesson you learn now is one less lesson you will have to repeat. And every lesson you avoid is one more weight you will carry into the next life. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to wake you up. Because you are not a victim of fate. You are the author of your destiny, both in this life and the next. Cayce warned that many souls carry unresolved karma from past lives. This karma does not disappear. It follows you. It waits. And when the time is right, it resurfaces. If you have ever felt an irrational fear, a deep sadness with no clear cause, or a repeating pattern that you cannot escape, it may not be from this life. It may be an echo from a previous one. And your soul brought it forward because it is ready to heal it. This is why some people are born into suffering. Not because they deserve it, but because their soul chose it as the path to freedom. But karma is not only about debt. It is also about connection. Cayce said that souls travel in groups. You do not reincarnate alone. The people you love in this life, the people who shaped you, who hurt you, who saved you, they will return. Maybe not in the same role. A mother may become a daughter. A lover may become a friend. An enemy may become a teacher. But the souls you are connected to will find you again. And when they do, there will be a knowing. A feeling that cannot be explained. That is not coincidence. That is soul recognition. So how do you know where your soul is going next? How do you recognize the signs? Cayce said the clues are already present in your current life. You just have to know where to look. And the first place to look is in your dreams. Dreams are not random. They are not just the mind processing information. They are messages from the soul. And in those dreams you may see places you have never been, people you have never met, and situations that feel strangely familiar. These are not fantasies. They are glimpses. Windows into the life your soul is preparing for. If you keep dreaming of a certain country, a certain climate, a certain way of living, pay attention. Your soul may already be tuning into the frequency of your next incarnation. Another sign is in your desires. Not surface desires. Not the things you think you want because society told you to want them. But the deep, unshakable desires that have been with you since childhood. The pull toward a certain culture. The fascination with a certain time period. The unexplainable love for a place you have never visited. These are not accidents. They are breadcrumbs. Your soul is remembering. It is preparing. And it is guiding you toward the life it has already chosen. Cayce also spoke about patterns. If you look at your life closely, you will see that certain themes repeat. Certain struggles come back again and again. Certain types of people enter your life in cycles. This is not bad luck. This is your soul showing you what still needs to be healed. And if you ignore these patterns, they will follow you. Not just in this life, but in the next. Because the soul does not forget. It does not give up. It will keep presenting the same lesson in different forms until you finally understand. But here's the part that many people miss. The next life is not set in stone. Yes, your soul has made a plan. Yes, certain contracts have been signed. But you still have free will. You can change the trajectory. You can lighten the load. You can resolve karma now so that you do not have to carry it forward. How? By facing what you have been avoiding. By forgiving those who hurt you. By making amends for the harm you caused. By choosing love over fear, service over selfishness, and truth over comfort. Every time you do this, you shift your vibration. You change the frequency your soul is broadcasting. And in doing so, you influence the life that is waiting for you. Cayce was clear about this. He said that the soul is always learning, always evolving. And the more you grow in this life, the higher you rise in the next. This does not mean you will be rich or famous or powerful. It means you will be placed in a life that matches your new level of awareness. You will incarnate into a body, a family, and a set of circumstances that reflect the progress you made. And if you made great progress, your next life may be one of service, teaching, or healing. Not because you earned a reward, but because your soul is ready to give back what it has learned. But what if you have not made progress? What if you have avoided your lessons? What if you have caused harm and never made it right? Then your soul will choose a life that forces you to face what you ran from. This is not punishment. It is correction. It is the universe ensuring that balance is restored. And your soul agrees to this because deep down, it knows that true peace can only come through resolution. You cannot skip steps. You cannot cheat karma. You can only delay it. And the longer you delay, the heavier it becomes. Now let us talk about karmic debts. These are not debts in the financial sense. They are spiritual imbalances that must be corrected. If you took something from someone, you will give something back. If you caused pain, you will feel pain. If you broke trust, you will have to rebuild it. And this may not happen with the same person. It may happen with someone new. But the lesson will be the same. The soul does not care about names or faces. It cares about the energy exchange. And until that exchange is balanced, the debt remains. Cayce explained that some karmic debts are so strong that they determine your entire next life. They pull your soul toward a specific family, a specific place, a specific set of challenges. This is why some people are born into extreme poverty. Why some are born with illness. Why some are born into families where love is absent. It is not random. It is not unfair. It is the soul fulfilling a contract. It is karma completing its cycle. And once the lesson is learned, once the debt is paid, the soul is free to move forward. But here is the deeper truth. You do not have to wait until the next life to resolve your karma. You can do it now. You can heal it now. You can break the cycle now. And when you do, you change everything. You change your present. You change your future. And you change the life your soul is preparing to enter. This is the power you hold. This is the gift Cayce wanted you to understand. You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are a soul in motion. And every choice you make is shaping the journey ahead. So what are the signs that you are resolving karma? What does it feel like when the debt is lifting? Cayce said you will feel lighter. You will feel freer. Patterns that once controlled you will begin to fade. People who once triggered you will no longer have power over you. And situations that once filled you with fear will start to feel manageable. This is not because your circumstances changed. It is because you changed. Your soul learned the lesson. It integrated the truth. And now it is ready to move forward. But there is another sign. A more profound one. You will start to feel a pull. A calling. A sense that something bigger is waiting for you. This is not ego. This is not ambition. This is your soul beginning to tune into the frequency of your next life. It is sensing the path ahead. It is preparing for the transition. And even though you are still here, still living this life, a part of you is already moving toward what comes next. This is why Cayce urged people to live consciously, to live with intention. Because the life you are living now is not just about now. It is about forever. Every thought, every action, every choice is creating ripples that will echo across lifetimes. And if you waste this life, if you live in fear, if you run from your purpose, you are not just hurting yourself today. You are creating a harder path for your future self. Your soul knows this. And deep down, so do you. Now, let us talk about how to influence your next life. How to shape the destiny your soul is preparing for. The first step is awareness. You must become aware of your patterns. You must see the lessons that keep showing up. And instead of resisting them, you must lean into them. You must ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What part of me is still unhealed? What am I avoiding? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary. Because until you face what is unresolved, it will follow you. Not just in this life, but in the next. The second step is forgiveness. Not for others, for yourself. You must forgive yourself for the mistakes you made, for the pain you caused, for the time you wasted. Because guilt is a chain, and it will bind you to the very thing you are trying to escape. Your soul cannot move forward if it is still carrying shame. It cannot rise if it is still weighed down by regret. So forgive yourself. Release the burden. And trust that every mistake was part of the learning process. The third step is service. Cayce was clear about this. The highest path a soul can take is the path of service. Not service for recognition. Not service for reward. But service because it is the natural expression of a soul that has learned love. When you give without expecting anything in return, you raise your vibration. You dissolve karma. You create a future where love is the foundation. And your next life will reflect that. It will place you in a position where you can continue to serve, to teach, to heal. Because that is what evolved souls do. They give back. The fourth step is meditation and prayer. Not as a ritual, but as a conversation with your soul. Cayce taught that in the silence, the soul speaks. It shows you the truth. It reveals the path. And if you listen closely, it will tell you where you are going next. It will show you the lessons you still need to learn. It will guide you toward the choices that will lighten your load. This is not mystical. This is practical. Because your soul is always communicating with you. You just have to create the space to hear it. The fifth step is living with purpose. Not the purpose society gave you. Not the purpose your family expects, but the purpose your soul chose. And how do you find that purpose? You feel it. It is the thing that makes you come alive. The thing that fills you with meaning. The thing you would do even if no one was watching. That is your soul mission. And when you live it, you align with your highest path. You fulfill your karmic purpose. And you set the stage for a next life that is even more aligned, even more powerful, even more free. But what if you do not know your purpose? What if you feel lost? Cayce would say, look at your pain. Because often, your purpose is hidden in the thing that hurt you most. The wound you carry may be the very thing you are meant to heal in others. The struggle you survived may be the story someone else needs to hear. Your pain is not random. It is preparation. And when you transform it into purpose, you transform your karma. You change your destiny. And you create a future where that pain becomes power. Now, here's the truth that most people never hear. You do not have to reincarnate. Not if you do not want to. Cayce said that souls who have completed their lessons, who have resolved their karma, who have learned love in its fullest form, they have a choice. They can return to earth to serve, or they can move beyond. They can ascend to higher realms where the physical body is no longer needed, where the cycle of birth and death no longer applies. This is not heaven. This is mastery. This is the soul fulfilling its ultimate purpose. And it is available to anyone who is willing to do the work. But most souls are not done. Most souls still have lessons to learn. Most souls are still tied to earth by unresolved karma, unfulfilled contracts, and a deep desire to experience, to grow, to evolve. And that is okay. There is no rush. There is no judgment. The soul moves at its own pace. And whether you return once or 100 times, the goal is the same. To remember who you are. To remember that you are not just a body. You are not just a name. You are a soul, eternal, infinite, connected to everything that ever was and ever will be. So what does this mean for you right now, in this moment? It means your life matters. Not just for today, but for all the days that will come after this one. It means every choice you make is shaping your next incarnation. Every act of love raises you. Every act of fear holds you back. And the more you choose love, the more you choose truth, the more you choose service, the lighter your soul becomes, the freer it becomes, and the more beautiful your next life will be. Cayce left us with one final message. He said, "Do not fear death. Do not fear the unknown, because your soul already knows where it is going. It has already chosen, and it has chosen wisely. Trust the process, trust the journey, and trust that every experience, every challenge, every loss is preparing you for what comes next. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are a soul on a mission. And that mission does not end when this life ends. It continues. It evolves. And it leads you home. So if you are watching this, know that it is not by accident. Your soul brought you here. It wanted you to remember. It wanted you to know that you are more than what you see in the mirror. You are ancient. You are powerful. And you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep loving. Because the life you are living now is not just yours. It is a gift. A chapter in a story that spans eternity. And the next chapter is already being written.